Is this on? Okay. Good morning, everybody. This is going to be a quick live stream. It's Sunday, April 18th, and I know I went on and on last Sunday about many different subject matters. So, I'm not going to make this one that long, and it's more or less what I'm going to do is go over a little briefings over my book. Um, the the chapters and that's about it. See what's going on. All right. I hope you all had a good week. It's Sunday. It's sunny out, and like the last video, I liked the sun, the train, the birds. It seems like it's a time of renewal, and just try to have a good day. So here's the book. That's me when I was little. That's actually Watson Street, Batavia, New York. It's probably 1968, 1969. So I'm gonna. I really, yeah, sure. I want to sell books, but um, I want to give you an overview of what's going on and whatever. I'm not a beggar. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to sell books, get a message out, and whatever, this and that. But whatever happens, happens. I'm not gonna sweat it. So the title. Let's start with the title. They dead missed. What's that mean? They dead missed. Does a book make a title or does a title make a book? A book makes a title. Like there's authors out there that got crazy names. Stephen King, the Tommy Knockers. What's a Tommy Knocker? But the book made the title. Whatever. I don't know. But so there it is. They dead missed. What the hell does that mean? It's like you're dead wrong. They dead missed. Well, the gangsters missed. The demons missed. The drug dealers missed. They got me, but they missed me. I lived. I lived. So it's a goofy title. I went nuts trying to think of a title, and that's that. They dead missed. Blah blah blah. Who cares? So I just want to do a little a little briefing of what it is. I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here. It seems silly to say, well, it's story time, and let's go. This is chapter one, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls. And once upon a time, back in the, uh, I know there's a platform somewhere that they probably do that, but I'm not gonna do that. Whatever it is, whatever it is. So I'm just gonna go through the chapters for a briefing, and that's it. When I was little, I got this isn't in one of the titles, but when I was little, I got mono at 4, and then I got pneumonia also. And I had gone. I was in kindergarten, and then I missed all that time. I was in the hospital for maybe 6, 7 months. It was like I was living there. I had rags on me all day long. Back then, I mean, medicine has advanced since then, but I had cold rags on me the whole time, and they would come every whatever. Whenever the rags got warmer, they would take them off, and I would look out, and then my family would come, and I could see through the window when they were walking out, and I was just a scared little sick boy laying there, and I remember that I would have these dreams or hallucinations that I was going over a body of water, and like everything was pristine and like beautiful or something. That was the impression I got. I can't have instant recall and say, oh, this is, but I remember the impression upon me was that everything was beautiful and calming, and I was hearing like these words of don't cry or stuff like that, and I couldn't figure it out because I was a little boy laying in the hospital bed, and I'm wondering who's saying that, because they would come in and they would give me shots and I would cry. I would cry, and so I was in there so long back then in the '60s. For us, if I don't know how people couldn't achieve kindergarten, but if you half failed kindergarten, you'd go to what they called pre-first. So that's where they sent me to pre-first, and for some reason, unbeknownst to me, I already knew how to. The material they gave me. I could already read. I could already read. I could write, and I had a higher level, maybe fourth, fifth, sixth grade level of my reading aptitude. So I think God blessed me on that. I could read. It's like, read this. Can you read this? Yeah, I could read it. Well, where'd you learn it? I don't know. Maybe I was watching the Electric Company, a kids show or something on TV back then when they had constructive programming. Out of 7 channels, they had a couple of constructive programming than all this garbage they got out there today. So I learned it and I progressed, and that was one blessing, and I would say divinity was on my life because of I was struggling in the hospital, and I was blessed with this ability to move along. So I moved up with my regular class, and that's that. That's that. Okay, so I just wanted to state that that was the first earliest times I was receiving blessings. Then now in the book, I go on from high school to business school. Then I worked for a Chinese businessman that was over here selling um, down jackets back then. When the down jackets first came, maybe in the late '70s, early '80s. When before us they had is what was called those snorkel jackets, those green jackets with the hood, and that was that. Then courtroom stories when I had to do uh, there was an illegal search and seizure on me that I beat the case, marijuana case, if you're wondering. I haven't. I used to deal marijuana once upon a time, a million years ago, but I haven't smoked it. I don't mess around with any drugs anymore. People, it's got medicinal value. Go ahead if you like to smoke it. I don't have any. People got the right to do what they want with their bodies. So after the court, there was another courtroom story when I was in a stop and go. It's like a 7-Eleven and A plus. I was in there. They got robbed. I got robbed while I was checking out at the cashier. Somebody tried to rob me and the cashier at the same time. That's another story. Then another chapter, which a lot of the meat and potatoes of the book is, I started to work for a friend of mine that had a steel company, but he was also a bookie for sports bookie. Back then there wasn't legalized gambling, so I started working for him to sell steel legitimately. But the next thing you know, I was getting involved running money because he owned a steel company, but he was also a player in a big gambling ring in the northeast United States, Pennsylvania, even up into Canada, Cleveland, all the way down to New York City, New Jersey. So I would make extra money by running packages back and forth. And there's a couple of crazy stories in there where I got blessed and dodged a real bad ending. And then the feds get involved. That's another story. I'd hope that was an interesting story. Then I went to Vegas with the old Italian guy. That crazy stuff happened there. I hope it be interesting and entertaining. Then there was a car accident, miracle, part of many miracles and divine intervention. Another thing happened. The car accident miracle was angels. My early childhood in the hospital was angels. At this family reunion, I saw who my angels were on these old photos. At a big family reunion when they had old photos, right when cameras came out, I could see the face. The faces matched. If you don't believe this stuff, God bless you. I'm not trying to force you to believe it. And then another thing more based on psychology based is types of failures in life that lead to mental stress. If you're trying to achieve something and you're going for something and you can't attain it or reach it, how does that bestow upon you? How does that resonate with you? Do you say, "Oh well, that did," or do you keep trying, or whether you win or lose, you still you could be happy. So that's types of failures in life that lead to mental stress. Did a relationship fail? Jeez, that's terrible. Does did you lose the job? You feel like a failure. You didn't get the job. You feel like a failure. You didn't lose 4 pounds last week. You feel like a failure. I was supposed to do this. I put it off. Boy, you feel like a failure. How some people really get affected by that. How far does that go? How far does that go to really stress you? And then how deep does that stress go where it might make you snowball even worse? Because now something that might start off, okay, things happen, I didn't do it, I'm stressed, I feel like a failure, could snowball into some really more dangerous or more hurtful situations. How do you want to ease that pressure in your mind? How do I remedy that? Psychologically, do you try to remedy it? Okay, I'll try, or do you put something in your mouth like alcohol or pills or some other type of stress reliever that might help you deal with you feeling that there was something you failed at? So one little thing could snowball up and you're going, well, you didn't get your job promotion. Well, now you're drinking more, or now you're taking more pills, pain pills that you had for a broken ankle last week, and they're still in your cabinet. And now you're rocking and rolling, and now you're starting to take pills, and now that will help you deal with this failure. Which failure could be a good thing or a bad thing. It seems like such a strong, hurtful word. You're a failure. Oh, like that's a very hurtful thing. Nobody wants that. But who's the people that failed? Thomas Edison failed 350 times. He wasn't a failure. He was an inventor. But yeah, that's inventing things, Joe. Well, that's a little easier thing. But when people are trying to tell you you're a failure in life, that could be a lot harder. That's understandable. So I try to elaborate or go over that as far as being a failure, types of failure that lead to mental stress, and then what does mental stress lead to? It's a wide open field out there as far as mental stress. So, and then I go on to probably a controversial thing here. This is what I'm going. I'm doing the chapters. I'm doing chapters in this book. This book I wrote. That's me. They dead missed. I'm just doing a preview on the chapters. Whoever's out there watching, thank you. If there's nobody, big deal. I don't give a shit. Chapter 10, Modern Day Rehabs versus Spirituality. People could probably debate on this and stand very firmly on both sides. There's people that will defend the modern day rehabs, and then there's people that can defend spirituality, or could there be some kind of marriage? But no, the government says the government rehabs can't have spirituality in there for whatever reason. So the government and the modern day rehabs, of course, like I said, if you know me, I was in one. God bless them, they're well intended people, but it's built on failure. It's a merry-go-round. You taxpayers are paying money for these programs, they don't work. That's all I'm saying. If anybody from the rehab watches this, from the local rehab, when I was there, I love you. But your business plan, your business method is a shamble. If the modern day rehabs were a regular business, they would be bankrupt. There's no feasibility. There's nothing. It's a merry-go-round of jobs. Get your check, get your paycheck. God bless you, you're trying. But so there's a chapter in here. It's modern day rehabs versus spirituality. And I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, but it's common sense. It's this modern day rehab is out there. Spirituality is in here. Where's your addiction? Your addiction's in here. It's in here. It's in your brain. It's in your body. So where is the thought going to be born that you need to stop whatever addictive behavior you have? It's got to be born within you, not at, the Bel Air Country Club drug rehab or your local rehab center. It's a merry-go-round of people that have been in these programs 7 times, 6 times. Who pays for it? The taxpayers. I didn't pay for mine. Thank you, taxpayers out there. And you got a legitimate gripe. They're opening another one up down the other side of town. Who's paying for it? The taxpayers, New York State taxpayers. You people ain't taxed enough already? Hey, I got a break. I got a second chance. I went down. I overdosed. I've been clean 7 years. I'm done. But you know the way I feel about it? If you're a doper and a drug addict and you can't quit and this and that, guess what, Billy and Sally? There's no more recovery systems out there. You're on your own. You're on your own. A decision will be made one way or another. You're either gonna quit, you're gonna end up dead, or you're gonna be in jail. So a decision is gonna be made, and it doesn't have to be made by the taxpayers. It's gonna be made by you, the individual that's responsible for your own behavior. And that's that. That's a societal debate on whatever you want to do. But why should a taxpayer? Yeah, thank you, taxpayer. You paid my tab for the hospital bill when I overdosed and I was on life support for whatever months. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was part of that. But I feel sorry for the taxpayer that's got to have high taxes to foot the bill for a scumbag drug addict like I was. It's not fair to you guys. You guys got enough to try to support your own family. And then you got to get gouged out of taxpayer. You got to get taxed on stuff that's not even got nothing to do with you because somebody wants to screw up their life. Well, listen, dopers and drug addicts, I don't want to sound like I'm not compassionate because I was one myself. But in retrospect, thinking back, I went 3 different times to the rehabs in Rochester or whatnot, this and that. I still didn't understand, but guess what? I probably would have had a better chance of getting clean if I just had to rough it without these candy ass recovery rehab places. That would have probably served me better than that merry-go-round bullshit. So if I was left to my own accord and I was a drug addict, it's like, well, whatever happens, somewhere in my own trajectory of life, I'm gonna have to figure out if I'm gonna get clean or not, and or accept the consequences if I don't get clean. It's not the government's responsibility to hold your hand because you're a doper. So I'm guilty of that. Yeah, I participated in that, but in retrospect, I got a different thinking on that. New York State isn't taxed enough? Wow. I don't pay taxes. I'm in another economic bracket, which you probably guess is probably low. So that's what I wanted to say about that. And, yeah, I said it. All these people walking around scared to talk and say things about social things that are going on right here, right now. Everybody running around scared. The media's all screwed up. Everybody running around and scared. That's the problem. In the 60s, they voiced themselves, this and that. But that's the problem. All these protests and all this bullshit on here is just media stuff to make us lose our rights. It's more bullshit up there to make you lose your rights. Everyone's racist. Everyone's this. Everyone's that. I better watch what I say on here. I'll get pulled off of Facebook. I'm not racist. My best friends were of color when I was little, if anybody knows me. But if somebody says something that doesn't match, they make it turn like somebody's racist. But if somebody of color says something to about a white boy, this and that, you see it on all the shows. But that can slide. It's all double standards. It's all double standards. What's going on in the world? They're trying to pit blacks against whites by causing this stage. Anybody that knows me knows that my best friends were of color. But it pisses me off that you got to see this bullshit on TV and in the media that's making everything look like there's people of non-color that might make a point. And, oh God, it's the most extreme point that they made, and they're all racist. But if a person of color says something that's 5 times as bad what the person of non-color said, it's just classified under this or that. Really, folks? Wake up. Wake up. What's the motivation for that? To try to put people of color against people of non-color? Or people of non-color against people of color? I don't know. It seems like the vice presidents of color, there's governors of color, the representatives of the House are of color, there's mayors of color, city councilmen of color, police chiefs of color. The people of non-color are the minority now, folks. Wake up. I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm just saying facts are facts. I don't want to get into all that because people could interpret it wrong and then they'd call me a racist. I'm not a racist. People know Joe Monty all through their life. I'm not a racist. But, wake up, folks. Let's get back to the book. There's not much left. So that was modern day rehab versus spirituality. It ain't even a battle, modern day rehab versus spirituality. Spirituality wins every time. If you truly get into your spirituality. Don't be a candy ass and think there's some magic remedy to quit doing drugs. You little bitches out there. You want to get coddled and poor you, you little bitches. You can't quit doing drugs. Then die. Die. Make your funeral arrangements. Die. Get the hell out of here. That's all. That's all. Go sit at a rehab country club that your neighbor's paying and his taxes are being raised because you're a piss-ass little doper that can't get off of drugs. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Every generation is more candy ass than candy ass and how you could get pampered. You want to do drugs? Go do it. When you get busted or you overdose, that's it. Deal with it. Deal with it. Then maybe there'll come a point in time when you said you had enough. Everybody else has got to be your safety net. You little dopers, you're little bitches. You're little bitches. That's all. I was one. Guilty as charged. The government had a safety net. Go here, go here. Oh, you're going to screw up again? Go here, go here, go here. The government didn't get me clean. I got myself clean. 7 years. 1/18/14 is when I was overdosed dead. I was dead like a rat. That was it for me. I'm done. I don't need no government to get me clean. Only I can get me clean. So go ahead, Billy and Tommy and Sally. Go. You're a little doper. Go to your rehab. Go to your rehab and see and see what they teach you, whatever, to try to. They're gonna teach you the tools to quit. Only you know the answer to quit. Well, geez, God, that's a novel concept. Just frickin' quit. Don't be a little bitch. Quit. You're gonna overdose with this dope that's out there. You're gonna get busted and go to jail. Well, wait a minute. I don't even know if people go to jail anymore in today's world. I don't even know about that. So I don't know. You might not go to jail because I think they ain't putting in people. I don't think they're putting people in jail anymore. I think they're letting people out of jail. So that's another topic. So that's that. Modern day rehab versus spirituality. Then here's a story: pain therapy and medications leading to addiction. I started. I had some pain issues, my back, my neck, and this and that. But I'm not saying that led me to be a full blown drug addict, which a lot of people cop out and say, oh, well, you know what? I became a no good drug addict because, I broke my arm. They started giving me this medicine, and then I graduated to higher things and all this and that because I broke my arm. And yeah, and that was a gateway. It's debatable. But you did drugs because you like doing drugs, not because you broke your arm. You did drugs because you like the feeling of doing drugs. You know. So, what is it? Yeah. Oh, Joe, well, yeah, you had some shoulder problems. You were going to pain manage. You were going to physical therapy. And then you became a doper. And so that's why you did drugs. No. I did drugs because I like the feeling of doing drugs. I'm not a cop out. Oh, yeah, I had this issue, my back, my neck, blah, blah, this and that. So, yeah, so, okay, everybody. So that's why I did drugs. Can you accept that? Will you not judge me as harsh for being a drug addict? Because this is how I became a drug addict. I became a drug addict because I wanted to do drugs. Period. Don't be a little cop out candy ass, all these people, the gateway, this and that. You did it because you wanted to do them. You had a decision. You could have said yes or no. So that's another story right here. Right here. I'm giving them away. Yeah, it's on Amazon Books. I'm giving them away. I got about 100 left. I'm giving them away. Maybe I can help somebody. Help somebody. So that's that. Rehabs and all that candy ass bullshit. Revolving door merry-go-round. If anybody from the local rehab says, look, that Joe Miney's an ingrate, well, then I'm an ingrate. Thank you for trying to help me. You did. I stayed clean after that. But yes, you were nice people, well-intended people, and this and that. So if you could call me a success from your rehab, I went there and I stayed clean. So I'm a success from your rehab. But I got myself clean, and I stayed clean for 7 years. From my thinking and my thinking, a drug addict that's clean has times when he thinks about triggers that makes him like, wow. My trigger was, it's a sunny day. Let's rock and roll. That was my trigger. It's sunny out. Or the sun came up. Just waking up. If you're a full-fledged drug addict, you don't need any triggers. You better go get your drugs. Or you're going to Jones. Or you're going to be sweating on the bed for 5 days. So pain therapy and medications leading to addiction. So that's, I touched upon the progression of how every step that you take, that's how more daring do you get. You go to the doctor and he gives you Vicodin for whatever, boom, boom, boom. Wow, that was nice. And then you go say, doc, you might lie. Well, I'm still hurting. And then you might lie. Can you give me a refill? You got something a little stronger because it seemed like that didn't work that good, doc. Yeah, we'll give you this. Boom. So now, housewives, innocent people, the drug addiction doesn't discriminate. This drugs works on your mind and your body. So they keep progressing, and you next thing you know, you're ready for anything. I run into a friend, and he's got a bag or whatever. Boom, 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 boom. Let me snort that. Wow, what a feeling. What a feeling. I did drugs because I like the feeling. It didn't even kill the pain. I mean, you get these pain medicines, they don't kill the pain. What kind of farce is that? Like, these pain medicines have a brain message, a honing device that, like, I got a pain 4 inches over my knee, and then you take a painkiller, and it's gonna go right to that center, the pain center. They don't even go. They don't even have a smart painkiller that can go right to the pain center. All it's doing is nulling up your brain activity and your brain sensors and your pain receptors and everything else. That's what's getting you. So that's that. Um, so you slowly graduate to harder things, and next thing you know, you're a full fledged drug addict. And it doesn't happen overnight. It gradually, you gradually becoming more there's subtle little changes that in your mind you think are okay. That's no problem. Over time, it's minimized, but you're becoming more daring. But if you do it over, say, a year period, and you progress from codeine 3 to an oxy over a year, that's a big step. It's a quantum leap. Now the devil's got you right in his hands. You start doing oxycontin and all those other type of things. There's a lot of different medication opiates that are stronger than heroin. The doctor writes it. You don't have to go to the jungle and freaking rock and roll, and the doctor is your drug dealer. There's cash doctors. Here's 100. I want 500 oxycontins. So that's that. I'm gonna tie this up, folks. I'm gonna tie this up. The dedications. I wanted to give a shout out to the dedications. Whoever reads this, I want to put this out into the air. You know, my loving grandparents dedicated Joseph and Lucille Battaglia. My grandparents. My loving mother Rosemary Battaglia Monti that has passed. God bless, Mom. I love you. My loving daughter Dominique Deborah Virginia Monti. All dedicated to these beautiful people in my life. My beautiful brothers and sisters, Robert, Kathy, Jimmy, and Debbie. The Williams family. Deanna W., she knows who she is. Chris H., he knows who he is. Linda B., she knows who she is. She helped me with the book I dictated, she typed. And that wasn't a lot of fun for her some days because I'm nuts. And all the casualties resulting from drug addiction. Dedicate God for blessings to make these people and their families stronger. And may those people that overdosed and died, may them see heaven and may them rest in peace. And also dedicated to all the people that have fallen from cancer. Cancer isn't just like drug addiction. Oh, it's not those people and neighbor Judy's kids are on drugs or something that's going on over there. But now drug addiction has really spread and it's encroached on people's lives that never thought. It doesn't discriminate whether you live in the suburbs or in the city or wherever you are. So there's no walls to drug addiction for any economic or demographic reasons. So anybody can fall victim to drug addiction and die. And as far as cancer, now another thing, cancer. My mom passed away from cancer. Lung cancer, brain cancer. She never smoked a cigarette in her life. Lung cancer, what gives? So everybody knows somebody that has died from cancer. But I guess that's life, and we have to accept it. And we have to believe that. Some will believe that, well, when we pass on, hopefully we can be with them in another spiritual realm. Heaven. Okay. So that's that. I wanted to just give you a little brief thing about I also wrote some poems and some other thoughts in there. That's that. Another crazy story, one of the craziest stories in this book, is my friend's overdose and what happened in that hospital room when he was dead there and I was there, and it was a fiasco what happened, but he came back to life. talk about angels and demons, folks. And then my overdose, which was less than a year after his overdose. And then after that, our poems and thoughts. So that's the book. They dead missed. They tried to get me, but I survived. Not by my doings, but by the grace of God and His mercy on a person that was going in the wrong direction. So that's about it for today. I hope you guys all have a good Sunday. And if you listen to me, thank you for listening. Have a good day, because you have a right to have a good day. And that's that. God bless. Take care.